Hey everyone, and welcome to my first episode of Art and Talk. I'm really excited for this. So basically I'm just going to be drawing stuff and I'm just going to talk. I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. If I'm being honest, I had no idea what I wanted to talk about when I was starting to make this video, but as fate would have it, something came up. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really sick at the moment. I literally just got it yesterday, and the funny thing was that most of yesterday I was actually completely fine, but it just came on very suddenly. So I guess that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I would firstly like to talk about how I actually got the sickness, because I have a few theories into how that actually happened, but none of them have actually been proved true. But my first one is that there's a student that catches the bus to school with me, and he was very, very sick, and I was sitting right behind him. And I don't understand why he came to school, especially in the times of COVID. My second theory is, after so many years of wanting my hair dyed red, I finally got it. My hairdresser said like 3 days before the actual appointment that she's feeling sick and she might not be able to do it. When the day of my appointment arrived, she said, I'm feeling a little bit fatigued, but I don't have any other symptoms other than that, so I don't think it's contagious, and I think we should be alright to go for that hair appointment. And then a few hours later, I started feeling sick. Then it was time for me to take my COVID test, and I was very nervous on the car trip over there, and especially since it was like a 10-minute drive, I had time to panic for 10 minutes before I got it done, and then realised it was only a 2-second thing and it wasn't even that painful. Yet, like, my mum very much freaked out over that. I feel like if I've learned anything from this whole COVID testing experience, it would be that everyone feels pain more in different areas of their body, and I feel like people who have more nerves up in their nose probably would find the COVID test a little harder than people with less nerves, obviously. So really, from here on out, I just have to wait for my COVID test results and hope that I don't have COVID. And I guess if I do, then, you know, I get to make a pretty sick video about it with a clickbaity title, you know. And if I don't, then I guess just get to hang out with my friends once I get over this sickness. And, you know, it's pretty much a win-win situation either way. I guess now I just talk about how I'm feeling, which, you know, at the moment I feel pretty good. I feel like I could almost, like, be okay tomorrow, but then again I'm on one of my highs right now, so yeah. But the lows are pretty bad. The lows, I feel like, I'm never gonna get out of bed again. I'm just gonna die here. This is how I die. On my highs, I feel strangely very energetic. Like, I just want to go outside and run, but I know that I can't. And then I just want to, you know, like, draw. I want to record this. This is why I'm recording it, because I'm on one of my highs. And I want to animate. I want to do so much things. And then on my lows, I'm just like, YouTube sounds like the closest thing to fun right now. Or I just want to eat something really bad for me, or I don't feel like going anywhere or getting out of bed ever again. Also, like, my body's like way overheating. Like, my new favourite activity is to find things that are cold in my house and just like get my whole body over it. Like going in the pool, or going across the cold tiles, or yeah, anything that I can find. Oh, going in the fridge is another one. Putting ice in my mouth was another one. Yeah, putting on the fan, full blast, no blankets, just starfish. Also, like, my room is a total pigsty. Like, I need to clean it. It's got mountains of tissues, and that was me using them, trying to conserve them as well. And I've just got clothes everywhere and just rubbish from food that I've eaten, and yeah, it's not a pleasant sight. Another symptom that I've had from a sickness, which frankly has been quite weird, is I'm very thirsty 24/7. Like, I just constantly want water, and I'm constantly filling up my 2 litre water bottle. I think I must have drinking like 4 litres of water just today, which is crazy to think about, considering that 6 litres can kill some people. Well, that's really everything I can talk about in terms of my actual sickness. So I guess now I just want to talk about 2020 as a whole, because a lot of shit has gone on. Like, you know, we've got the coronavirus, Black Lives Matter, you know, Trump being kicked out of the White House. And of course, how could we forget the Australian bushfires and then the floods that came straight afterwards? I feel like we have forgotten about that though, honestly. Do you remember how like everyone was really excited about 2020? They could feel it in their bones that it was going to be a good year. I feel like they actually wanted to make 2020 a good decade as a whole. And in order to do that, we needed to make 2020 like one of the worst years. Like, think about all the good we've done along with the bad. Starting off with coronavirus, like, you've all seen the news about like how there's dolphins swimming in the lakes of Venice now, and I've noticed that on my street there are so many butterflies and bees pollinating the flowers, and like I've noticed so many beautiful things that have come out of this just because we haven't been using transport as much. And obviously, like, all these protests, I believe that they are actually doing something. I believe that eventually, like, the government's going to have to give in and Black lives will actually matter. And although the Australian bushfires have been the worst this year out of all of the years, I believe that the government has actually been doing a lot to make sure that next year the same thing doesn't happen, which I think is pretty great. I think we had to make 2020 a bad year to make the decade a really great one. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to all of that, and let me know if you liked it, because I might be doing another one in the future.